In this section we'll look at how to customize Excel. Now if you click on the File tab and then go to where it says Options, from here you've got all sorts of things you can change. So you've got General, Formulas, Data, etc. If you click on the General tab here and we just scroll up, you can see there's all sorts of things. So you can, for instance, decide what sort of font you use. So if you want to use Arial, you just click on Arial, and that's now using Arial. You can change the default font size. You can even change things like the view, so you can work in normal view or page layout view. So we'll leave it as normal in this case. You can set the default number of sheets. So remember, by default in Excel, when you create a new workbook, it contains one sheet. If you wanted it to contain maybe 12 sheets, if you're working on sort of monthly things on a regular basis, you could change that so that when you created a new workbook, that would automatically create 12 sheets within it. Other things you can change are things like your name. So in this case it says David Murray. I could change that to maybe the company name. So I'll change that to Cheltenham Group in this case. And as you scroll down here, there's all sorts of other things you can change. If you go to where it says Formulas, again, all sorts of things you can change there. So by default, calculations will be automatically performed. If you want, you could set it so that would be manually performed and you'd recalculate the workbook before saving. So we'll leave that as automatic in this case. Again, lots of other options here. Just go and have a read through them, see if there's anything that's relevant to you. If you click on Data here, again, more changes. Click on Proofing. This is something I would generally recommend you change. In this case, it says ignore words in uppercase. Well, I find that a little bit dangerous because quite often I will use maybe titles or something in uppercase, so I want that to be spell checked as well. And the other thing that says ignore words that contain numbers, I would generally take that off as well. And I would also maybe recommend you don't ignore internet and file addresses. The rest of it you can keep as is. If you click on Save, the sort of things you can do there is, for instance, to change the default file location. So by default, when you click on Open, for instance, it will show you the contents of your Documents directory. If you had your system set up so that maybe you had a folder called My Data or something, you could change that to My Data, or any which way you want. Things like the language, again, that can be specified if you want to. So as I say, I would encourage you to go and click on all these different tabs down here, see what's available and see if you can customize it to make your life easier.